this is my adventures in healing. Raw adventures in healing video. I want to make it short, quick, and to the point, hopefully. As you can see, my face is flaky and icky and red. My hands are really hurting. They're bad today. I had eczema when I was little. The doctors poisoned me by putting topical steroid on me, starting out with hydrocortisone at like probably age 3. And what happens with that is your skin gets addicted to it. You need it more and more. You need it higher potency, which I had gotten up to a very high potency, and it says right there it thins your skin. Also, anything you put on your skin goes directly into your bloodstream. So years of this, I've been on steroids probably, or topical steroids, probably 30 years of my life. I am 33 years old, and had gotten infections, staph, MRSA or MRSA. I've gotten tons of antibiotics, which I am allergic to now. IV antibiotics, which I became allergic to every one of those. Went to the Mayo Clinic where they wrapped me in topical steroids for two times a day for 6 hours a day. So 12 hours a day I was in a topical steroid wet wrap, where you get wet wrapped. It's wet and it forces the topical steroids, the heat, the hot water basically forces it into your skin faster. That's what they did at the Mayo Clinic. And not to mention that I was on, they gave me, what's it called? Immunosuppressants to suppress my immune system, because they said my body was fighting off my skin. And all the dermatologists said that, it wasn't from my diet. That did not matter. I asked, I said, what about dairy? I heard when I was 26, I asked this, literally, or 24 even. I was like, well, isn't it dairy or something? Like, I read something. No. Your skin has nothing to do with your insides and what you eat. And on my part, I mean, that was like, no, I don't know about that. I don't think that's right, dude. But anyways, so, and even today, the doctors, the last time I seen a doctor, I was in the hospital and they didn't believe me. They looked at me like I was a druggie. I was head to toe covered in a nasty ass rash. Not even just a rash. You don't understand. It was cracking open everywhere. My neck, I could not turn my neck. I could not walk. I was bedridden for 5 months. Okay, this is after I stopped it. So let me back up. So literally the day before, I think it was actually that very day because I was so scared, I went into the hospital. They didn't know what to do. I got home and they gave me Benadryl and prednisone again, injections. I got home and I was looking up what the fuck is going on with me, because I was becoming allergic to everything. My throat felt like it was closing. I was breaking out constantly. And then I found topical steroid withdrawal. That was my awesomest hope ever. That gave me so much hope, because then I knew what was going on with me and I stopped it. And so the very last 2 attempts, when I was going through it and I knew what it was, and I needed to go to the hospital this is the very beginning, 2 weeks. I didn't know. I mean, I seen videos of how bad it could get, but then when it happened, I was like, I can't move. I'm in so much pain, dude. So horrendous pain, that I went there because I wanted to get a painkiller, because I was taking so much aspirin and so much ibuprofen and tons of Benadryl that my stomach was hurting from it. I probably ruined the lining of my stomach from that, because I was taking it so much. I was taking them together and separate, and I mean, just all the time. So I went there, I told him my whole story, and the doctor looked at me and said, I don't think I'm getting the whole story. There's some pieces missing. Yeah. And all the nurses, blah, 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 some were like, oh, okay, yeah, but they looked at me like I was crazy. They said they would give me topical steroids. That's what they would treat me with. So we left. And then therefore I was thinking, like, okay, if I'm trying to get rid of the Western medicine that's in my body poisoning me, why the hell am I going to take a painkiller now? That actually, I didn't want to do it after that. And I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to further poison myself, and I'm going to have to re-detoxify whatever the hell is in my body coming out. That's going to have to come out too. It's going to make everything longer. So I started eating edibles. Cannabis is amazing. It is the best. It is awesome. It is the only thing that helps with the pain. It is the only thing that helps with the itching. Because I did take a couple of painkillers, not even too many, probably about, like, I had 8 altogether when this started. But that the cannabis helped the most. So that's the story, pretty much 5 minutes of it. And oh my gosh, I'm sore. Okay. So I'm on a healing adventure, and it is a truly adventure. The things, I want to talk about the good things, and I want to talk about how I started becoming appreciative of every little thing. When I was bedridden, I had to look inside myself. I had to look at my thoughts. I had to look at what I was thinking. I had to, I mean, I didn't have to. I did, I watched videos. I was in this place of, like, panic, like, I need to hurry up and heal myself. Oh my god, and then the pain kicked in, and that was even worse. And so this was desperation. This was desperation of trying to fix myself and every freaking thing about it, even like I said, my thoughts. That's number one. As well as try to eat organic, and that's hard when you're poor and don't have money. And when I started this, I juiced. I was looking this up for a long time, and I've been wanting to do this anyways, and I didn't know about the topical steroids. I wanted to heal myself from the eczema. And so that was my plan anyways, to get off of it. So I would do little things, and I was able to get a full masticating juicer, and I juiced the whole month of the whole month. I lost 30 pounds. You lose weight anyways when you go through this, but I didn't really eat. I only juiced 3 times a day. Well, Craig did. My epic love story did. That's the nickname I gave him. So if I ever say my epic love story, that's Craig. Oh yeah, so he juiced for me and everything, but the coolest part of this awesome adventure, this healing adventure, is that I started appreciating things that I would have never even really, I wouldn't say never, because I was kind of on that path, and I was doing a lot of meditation. I've been doing meditation since I was 16, so but just, you get these horrendous chills that are crazy, and you can't warm up. And I would go out in the sun, like on the deck, and just sit there, and I would close my eyes, and I could feel it slowly warming my whole body up, and that is an amazing feeling that never took the time. I mean, I did sometimes, but never took the time to appreciate how great it felt. And just little things. When I could clean, I used to bitch about cleaning. I do sometimes because I have 3 kids and shit gets messy. But I mean, I was happy to clean. I was thankful. There we go. I was grateful I could actually move and clean. I was grateful for it. I was grateful to do the fucking dishes. I was grateful to do laundry. I really was. I really, really, really honestly was. The things I was grateful for, I would have never been grateful for. No, not until this, I will call it my teacher. This thing that's happening to me is one of my greatest teachers, because I have learned and grown a lot, even since 10 months ago, which I wish I would have started videoing, but I didn't, or taking pictures. Also, I was addicted to makeup forever, and I mean that in a, like, really, I would put it on before I went to sleep, even when I did not have anybody there, just because I had such a weird self-image problem from having eczema when I was young. that that it was bad. It was bad. It was bad. I was always appearance. Like, oh no, my skin is this way. Oh, I gotta cover it up. I could do this. I could do that. I can't go there because I look like shit. And you know what? I kept going out. When I had to go out, I had to go out in public. And my face looked horrible. And not even to mention the pain and that I could barely move. But I had to go out in public. And my epic love story like helped me with that, and he would tell me I was beautiful every day. So I like that was really important thing, that I was awesome. I was a warrior. I hardcore, like I'm battling this. Like he would say those things every day, and then I mean multiple times a day. I'm not talking about once. Talking about over and over and over, and still to this day does it over and over and over. But I was out in public and I looked like that, and for me to go from like, and I mean it happened gradually, duh, but like for me to go from wearing makeup at night for myself when I was literally going to go to bed and just go to sleep, and no one was coming over, there was nobody with me, I was alone, go from that to realizing you are not just your body, you're not just your skin. I didn't really notice it as it was happening, but now I'm saying it, I do look back and holy shit, that's insane. Because I used to break out when I was, even 28. And I would, if it was bad, I would sit in my basement or I would hide in my room and I would not see anybody because I was so horrible looking. Like I had issues. I had mad issues, and that's one of the things I had to deal with when I was laying in bed. I'm still dealing with it. And Craig said, no matter what, I should smile. Sometimes it hurts too. It doesn't hurt today. But he always said, just smile. You can do it. And you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm doing it. A dis-ease of the body does not have to be looked at as a negative thing. Actually, before any of this, that I read that anytime you have a disease, you're diseased in your body means you have a dis-ease of something. And the first time I read that, I was like, oh my god, that's amazing. And that was my first holistic book I've ever picked up. And I believe I was 24 again. Or 25 when I saw that. And that's when I started, getting more into what I am now. But when your body is diseased, something's wrong. I mean, obviously, something's wrong. And a lot of times it has to do with your thoughts. If you look up epigenetics, check that out. It has to do with your thoughts. What you're telling yourself is super important. And what I was telling myself for years, my whole life, was, since I was little, oh, gross. You look gross. Cover yourself up, or don't be around anybody when you look that way, because people, you just, no. And it was so bad that I went to stores, and I still even do this now because it's been my whole life. So I look down, or when I would be looking up, I literally wouldn't look at people. I would look right through them. Like that's not what I seen. I seen my destination, my goal, what I need, just that. That's it. Or I'd always be like this because I didn't want to see their looks looking at me. And I didn't want to basically show myself to people at all because I didn't want them horrified of me. And that was years of this. That's my whole life. That's how I was. I don't think anybody knew that, actually. Not a lot. Too many people knew that. I never said it. I just did it. That's just what it was. But all the stuff I'm learning, and my video's getting long. I didn't want it to be long, but I'm going to do more and more. I'm going to do it every day. I have to. And that's just for me, too. But if anything I can give out My intention for these videos, my intention for this is just to give hope and to spread my gift, whatever the hell that is, because I don't even know what it is yet. Because I'm on my journey. I'm in it. So, whatever that is, it's going to be awesome. And I just started yoga. I got a gift given to me from my old dance teacher. Ow, I am so sore. From my old dance teacher. Oh my gosh, I can't sit like that. But I started yoga. And see, that's another thing I want to document too, is the synchronicities and the shit that opens up for you is really crazy, because it's weird. I just want to say, once you start following your passion, no matter what that is, and it can be as small as, like, I used to write poems, and they weren't for anybody, they were for me, but because I had like a feeling like, oh, I feel like I need to write, I want to write, and it was a joy for me. It was odd because then I haven't written in years, and I was helping a friend who had asked me about the fifth chakra, and I was like, oh, okay. So I had a book, a Reiki healing book, and I recapped on the fifth chakra, wrote it up in using some of my words, and then made it look all pretty and sent it to her as like, oh, I'm gonna make it look awesome, plus I love doing this and I'm helping a friend, so I'm gonna make it look so amazing. Well, right after I did that, and I was in bliss, I was in passion, that was my passion, I love writing, and so helping somebody else out, but doing it also as like a passion, and having passion for it, I just said that a billion times, opens up things. The next day, my sister called me and said, hey, I have this opportunity, like, do you want to write it was like an editorial for a wedding or whatever, it would be in the magazine, and we'd pay you. And I was scared because when you get down to it, you have self-doubt a lot of times. You're like, I'm an awesome writer, and then all of a sudden you get an opportunity, you're like, oh hell no, I ain't that good. That's how I felt. But because I learned these, like, certain things about following your passion, and then doors will open up, and you should take them when they open up. It is up to you. So I did take it, and I did get paid for it, which is really, really, really cool. And I want to say that when you do anything for yourself that you love, it's like, I read this, and see, I don't remember everything, but I do remember, like, these things that I read. When you're thinking of something, and it's like your dream, right? It's your dream, and you're like, oh, this actually happened, so I am going to use myself, and this is amazing. When I was younger, I went to dance school when I was 6 years old, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. My main thing in life was, I'm going to be the girl in the Nutcracker. I'm going to be on Broadway, and I'm going to be the lead role, because I love ballet that much. I love dance. And I was in it for 6 years. Well, my parents ended up getting a divorce when I was 12, and it was really odd because they never fought in front of us our whole lives, and then all of a sudden I got picked up from school and I was in an apartment, so that was really weird for me, crazy for me. So my whole, like, literally, I remember the day everything jumped to the left. I don't know how else to explain it, but it literally looked like everything moved, shifted, and it was weird. So I started drinking, and I just got accepted into the junior demo team, which was only 2 other girls, and it would be me, and that would be, yeah, 2 other girls and me, three people, and that's what I wanted, because it was the dance teacher's daughter, and she was so awesome, and the dance teacher was my idol that I wanted to be when I was older too, and so that was amazing. But because it was on Friday night, I quit dance because I was drinking. I started drinking because now I understand it. Duh. I mean, you don't know how to deal with problems, so you do something when you're that young. And I didn't know that till I turned 18. Just think of that. Lifestyle. But I quit. I had dreams of it, like literally go to sleep and have dreams of it, but I thought of it all the time. I did. I had kept that dream alive in my head, even though like I really thought after a while when I like up to like 20s or something, I did try to go back to a dance class, and I tried for 2 days, and I was like 18, and I had to be with like these 16-year-old girls, and it wasn't my dance teacher, it wasn't even the studio, I had to pay for it myself, and it sucked ass, and I was like, that's it, I'm done, I'll never do it again, I'll never dance again. That was my attempt, I sucked at it, I didn't finish it, I left, walked out the door after the second time, lit up a cigarette and left, and I said, I'm done with dancing, guess that's not my dream. And so I would dream about it, like, and fantasize about it, like, sit here and be like, I would see everything, the studio, I would be in there, and that was my happy spot. And I literally never thought that would happen again, until my friend had, this just happened to me. I just went to yoga twice, so this literally just happened. My friend put her kid in Northcrest, the place my dance teacher was, and I'm like, oh my god, and she's like, yeah, I was like, check if Nadine works there, whatever, lives there, or works there still, and she did yoga now, and I was like, oh really, cool, well, I'll never be able to afford yoga, but that's just awesome, cool, well, that is so amazing, when she's right there, like, I literally am right there, and in January, when I started feeling better, I was able to move around, I was stretching, I remembered doing stretches, so I did stretches from dance, and it was weird because I was doing like a chakra balancing thing, and I was just closing my eyes and stretching. Not only am I stretching my muscles that I haven't moved, I was stretching my skin, because my skin was horrible, it hurt, but I was able to move now. And I was stretching, I heard her voice, I remembered all the teachings that I had, and I did them all, and I got into it, and my eyes started crying, and my eyes started watering, and I started crying, and it was just really moving, and it was weird that I remembered all this, just like a flood just came flooding back. I had this feeling in me that I had to write her, I had to let her know, because I figured out during that time what she taught, the way she taught, what she taught was how, like, basically be strong, always get up, push, breathe through your pain, all the time. I mean, there's so much more, but I was so, all of a sudden I felt this grateful feeling that I had her in my life when I was small, because I do think that was part of what helped me always get back up and try other things. And I had this deep gratitude for her, and this deep love, like, oh my god. And so I wrote her a letter, I dropped it off, I had to borrow my dad's Jeep, I had to go drop it off at 7:15 at night. She wasn't there, and I found out she did not own it anymore, because she started that business, and I was one of her first students, but she didn't own it anymore, but she still taught yoga there. I am freezing, I gotta move, but she still taught yoga there. And so when I wrote her that letter and left it, and literally last week she contacted me, and all I said was like, thank you, and just basically told her how appreciative I was, how amazing I felt, and just what she did for me as a young child, and still now going through this it makes more sense to me. All the skills that I picked up when I was young from her helped me through this process. And I said that, and she and all I said was, Kelly, if I ever see you again, I'm gonna bow to you like a dancer bow, ballet bow, and because it was just honored. I was honored to even be able to meet her and have her teach me. And so then she called me last week, and she said, I have a gift for you. I'm trying to get a hold of Kelly, is this the right girl? And I'm like, and that she had a gift that she would offer me 6 months or more free of yoga class. And that literally happened, and I was astonished. Dude, I don't know. I walked into there, and I was like, I never thought I'd be in a dance studio in my life again. It was crazy, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, also, when you go with your passion and you go with being grateful and with love, like, shit opens up for you a lot. I mean, the opportunities are crazy, and that's part of the reason why I'm doing this too, because there's so much things that happen that were happening to me like every day. And this was even before topical steroid withdrawal. It was when I was really going through, like, trying to work on myself. That's what I did. That was my, at the time, for 5 years, that was my passion. That was my only passion. I dropped everything, and my own passion was to learn and to work on myself and to be better. That was my passion. And see, I forget things. I still forget things. Damn it, I hate that. Okay, so it was my passion. But anyways, I just want to say, fucking follow your passion. Oh, that's what I was saying in the beginning. So I read or heard or saw or whatever this thing about, okay, so you think about a dream. Like, I thought about that all the time. That was my whole point. Okay, I thought about that. I literally dreamt about it, and I fantasized, dreamt about it. Like, would be like, oh, it'd be so awesome. And I'd close my eyes when I was meditating, or at night I would just pretend I was on stage and dance, and I was actually with Nadine all the time, because I wanted a teacher at that time. Like, for the past 5 years, like I said, I was trying to grow and all this stuff, and I wanted a teacher. I wanted a spiritual teacher. I wanted somebody to come in, but I had to keep paying. Like, nothing opened up. There was nothing that was showing itself to me as a teacher, so I decided I had to do it by myself with fucking books and YouTube and, like, all this shit. I had to do it on my own. But I wanted a teacher. I wanted somebody to help me and tell me what to do. Or not tell me what to do, but, like, basically, guide me. And I didn't have it. So I had to do it all on my own. I did a lot of shit. Every day I'd watch videos, 8 hours. I went through every topic you could possibly think of. There's so many more, too. I know that. But, like, I went through arrays of different things. An array of all this learning. Like, literally sitting there learning for 5 years straight. But I thought about it, and when you think about something and you have passion and you have that feeling, you have a feeling of it, like you're there. The universe has time to work with it, to work with your thoughts, because your thoughts are actually, your thoughts are actually like living things. They are energy. They are energy. And energy is really just information. It's information. So I had these thoughts, and when you do, and you have the feeling though with it, the universe kind of gets to play around with it. Play around and, like, what do I want to say? It gets to play around with it. It gets to have many different ways of working with that thought. And when you take an action step in going towards that thought, even if it's small, like mine was writing that letter and just giving appreciation for her, just letting her know out of love, out of gratefulness, out of nothing in return. I just wanted her to know that it actually can dance. It has a way. The universe dances. I like to say that. The universe will dance with your thoughts. And when that happens, things open up, like when I was writing. And I did that for me, and I was helping another friend out of love, and I was trying to help. And I had, and it opened up an opportunity that I took to write something for a magazine, which it was just promoting something, but I got to be free with it and experiment with it and put my passion into it, and I did. And so doors will open up, and they'll be really odd. Be really weird. It's really weird. I can't even say that. It's divinely orchestrated is what the hell it is. And there's multiple things that will come up to you. Your opportunities are insane. Like, they will come, and it's not how you expected it ever to come at all. You have this thought of, like, okay, but if that happened, this would have to happen first, and this would have to happen next, and I would have to have, usually ends up being like, I would have to have money. for me. Sometimes, like, somehow I would have to have money and I wouldn't be able to do it. So there we go. Now that dream shot, you know? But I would still think about it. So I gotta grab my tea. But anyways, I just want to say, I didn't want to make it this long of a video because this is my first one, but have passion. Don't forget your passion, because I cut off dancing and never thought of it again. Or, that's not what I meant. Never tried to even dance around like I used to when I was little. I would dance around when I was cleaning all the time. I would dance around when I moved. Basically, anytime I got up, anytime I was walking, anytime I was in movement, it was dance. And I quit all that. I stopped it, and I never did it again, and I forgot that I even liked to dance for years. That's the weird part. I forgot. Like, I knew I liked dance, and I would dance then at the bars, but then I quit completely, and I never dance. Never. For years. And when I started stretching again, I remembered, and I did start dancing by myself after I stretched. I would do, dance, some magic dance, as the Goblin King would say, but I did. And that was the passion, and it opened up many things, and they're still happening. And also, Emmanuel Jaw, I watched a video of his on Wisdom from North, which is my truly inspiration. Yannicka does tons of interviews on many different topics, spiritual topics mainly. I mean, there's aliens too. I mean, every topic, any topic that makes you feel a way, good, inspirational, basically. But I saw on her channel, Manuel Jaw said, do not think of it as a battle, do not think of it as like a challenge, but that you were entrusted with this situation because you're gonna come out of it. And I know we always hear that, like, oh, well, we kind of hear it that way, but I don't know, I guess just the word, you were chosen, basically. Let's say that. You were chosen for this, and you were chosen for a reason. So if there's ever a negative or something happens and it looks horrible and everything looks dismal as fuck and black and dark, you were entrusted with the situation because you are going to come out of it, and it's going to be awesome, and you're going to be able to give your gift that you haven't given to the world yet. Everybody has a gift. Spread your sparkle. Your sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. Shine as much as you can. Shine your sparkle, and then spread that shit all over the fucking world. I don't care if it's just to yourself. That's all you can do. And actually, that's kind of hard. The hardest thing is to yourself. So if you can shine your sparkle on your kid, on your lover, on your mother, your father, and your sisters, whatever, do it. Or your friend, do it. Do it and find your passion, because right now we need everybody's sparkle. Everybody has a gift. You're not supposed to just sit at a job that you hate and only dream of your passion. Take one action step, one little one, I don't care, one tiny one towards whatever it is. Like, if you like art, at least put the art stuff out in front of you and just have it sitting around. And also, Emmanuel Jaw, this is a really good one too, is that he said, who owns your mind? Take over your mind. Huh? Can it help you? Oh, yeah, actually it is. Right? I got my epic love story made me a cannabis tea. help with my pain, and it actually is. So that's cool. I forgot what I was saying. This is not just because I'm drinking the tea. It's not. It's because this is what happens, and I've been taking Benadryl for my whole life. By the way, Benadryl causes dementia, and I have horrible forgetting problems. And I've been taking it my whole life. So, sorry. I get lost in my train of thought. But whatever, I guess that was supposed to be. And I'm going to end the video. And I'm going to do more. But yeah, hands. They were infected after the coffee enema. They actually felt better yesterday until I decided to drink some alcohol last night and scratch the shit out of my arm when I was sleeping for like an hour. Also, like I said, I'm not claiming to do anything. I'm on my journey. So I smoke still. I still drink alcohol sometimes, and I don't want to. I'm literally, everything's aligning. I'm not even really worried about like focusing on, let's not do that at all, because I know that when things align, they will line up. They will line up. Once my colon is clean, your other organs will follow. They will align, and they will just do it, because our bodies are healing mechanism. It's a healing mechanism. Anyways, yeah. Raw. Raw Adventures of Healing. In the raw. Because like I said, I'm on my journey still, and I still have a bunch of crap I need to change. And I'm fucking working on it. I'm working on it, and I will never give up, because I just won't. That's not an option. I don't want to. It feels too good. It feels too good when you start loving yourself. It feels great. Anyways, I'll be doing more. Spread your sparkle. We need your gifts. Everybody has a gift. Give it. Give it. All right. Have a wonderful